Continuing with this Swami Vivekananda life and teachings, we have reached to chapter 6, and the heading is The Master and the Disciple. Naren now began to visit Sri Ramakrishna as often as he could. He felt that Sri Ramakrishna loved him more than anyone else did. He was always eager to see him. Sri Ramakrishna was confident that Naren would someday become a great man. He mentioned this to his other devotees, telling them about Naren's many good qualities. He said that other devotees were like stars, but Naren was like the sun. He said that Naren was a liberated soul who had been born to help other people. Sri Ramakrishna had great confidence in Naren. He knew that he could never do anything wrong. Naren also felt deep love for Sri Krishna. Although busy with his studies, he often went to Dakshineshwar. Sri Ramakrishna was delighted with Naren's song and often went into Samadhi listening to them. Naren had an independent mind. He would not believe anything unless he could understand it for himself. Many times he would argue with Sri Ramakrishna if what he said was not logical to him. Once Sri Ramakrishna said, Sorry, if you do not accept my views, why do you come to me? Naren replied, I come because I love you, but that does not mean that I will accept your words without thinking for myself. Instead of being annoyed, Sri Ramakrishna was pleased to hear this. He was glad that Naren was so independent minded. And so time went on. Naren became more and more devoted to Sri Ramakrishna, who gave him various instructions which he followed. Sri Ramakrishna taught him how to meditate, and he became more and more interested in meditation and other spiritual practices. But Naren had to pass through a time of great trouble. Early in 1884, his father died. Naren was the eldest son, and so he became the head of the family. His father had never saved any money, and Naren found it difficult even to get enough food for the family to eat. He often went without food so that his family might have more. He began to look for a job, but without success. Later, he worked in a lawyer's office as a school teacher and at other such jobs. They were not permanent, and he had difficulty in supporting his family. In spite of these difficulties, they at least had a house to live in. But some disputes arose over this also. Some of his relatives chose this time to claim a large part of the house as theirs. The case went to court where it dragged on for a long time. Luckily, the case was decided in favor of Naren's family. So, this is it. Next day, we'll be switching to chapter 7. Thank you.